Good day and welcome to Trending Update USA. I'm Steffan, and today we're diving into a headline that is shaking the sports world, sparking global reactions, and setting a new benchmark for young athletic superstars. Coco Gauff, at just 21 years old, has received staggering financial news following one of the most impressive tennis seasons of her rapidly rising career. Reports now reveal that Gauff has crossed the monumental threshold of $31 million in combined prize money, sponsorship deals, endorsements, bonuses, appearance fees, and expanded commercial ventures, a milestone that places her among the highest-earning athletes in the world. This surprising yet well-deserved leap has fans, analysts, and business insiders buzzing about what it means not only for her career but for the future of tennis as a whole. The numbers are jaw-dropping. The implications are enormous, and the conversations around her skyrocketing influence are louder than ever. Today, we're breaking it all down: how she reached this moment, why companies are investing heavily in her, how her on-court success transformed her financial trajectory, and what this $31 million breakthrough means for the future of her brand, her sport, and her legacy. Coco Gauff's story begins long before the bright lights, brand deals, and packed stadiums. It began with ambition, discipline, and an undeniable belief in her purpose. From her earliest years, Gauff was surrounded by a supportive family who understood the mental and physical demands of sports excellence. Her parents guided her, not with pressure, but with clarity and balance. Those early principles helped shape a teenager capable of handling fame with a maturity far beyond her years. When Gauff stunned the tennis world with her breakout performance at Wimbledon, defeating her idol Venus Williams, everything changed overnight. Suddenly, a 15-year-old was not only a global sensation but a powerful marketing magnet. Companies took notice. Brands recognized what many tennis fans already knew: Coco Gauff wasn't just a rising tennis player, she was a generational icon in the making. Her personality, her values, her confidence, and her poise made her a perfect symbol for the next era of global sports marketing. But it wasn't just about marketability. Coco Gauff delivered on the court, time and time again. Her US Open triumph sent shockwaves through the tennis community. Her consistently deep runs in major tournaments showed that she wasn't a one-moment wonder. She was the real deal, a resilient competitor with unmatched athleticism and a mindset built for greatness. Sponsors pay attention to wins, but they invest in long-term potential. And Coco Gauff represented both. The $31 million figure that emerged this season reflects layered achievements: millions in prize money from tournament victories and deep runs across the WTA Tour, multimillion-dollar endorsement portfolios with Nike, New Balance, Barilla, Bose, Rolex, and other leading global brands, appearance fees for international events, bonuses tied to ranking achievements, and expanded commercial outreach across digital platforms and global markets. It's a number that reflects dominance, consistency, and star power, the three pillars that make an athlete commercially unstoppable. Analysts highlight that her earnings put her in elite company, not only among tennis players, but among world-leading athletes in all sports. In fact, Gauff has surpassed many veteran stars who have competed for more than a decade, proving that age is no barrier when talent meets opportunity. And more importantly, when talent meets belief. Seasoned commentators also note that Gauff's income growth follows the rising trend of women's tennis becoming one of the most financially powerful sports in the world. Ratings continue to rise, fan engagement increases each year, and major sponsors are shifting significant resources toward female athletes, especially young ones who appeal to future generations. Gauff is now at the center of that tidal wave. Her massive commercial appeal is built on authenticity. She speaks openly about her journey, her challenges, her motivations, and the world around her. She uses her platform responsibly. She inspires with intention. And brands want to align themselves with a figure who represents excellence, intelligence, humility, and relatability. It is not just about what she does, but who she is. But the conversation around Coco Gauff is not simply financial. It is cultural. It is historical. It is symbolic of a changing sports landscape where athletes are no longer limited to their performance, but empowered by their identity. Gauff stands at the forefront of that change. Her earnings surge also brings attention to the business ecosystem around tennis. Sponsors know that the sport is global. It reaches every continent. It appeals to young audiences. It features intense drama, emotional narratives, international rivalries, and iconic personalities. Coco Gauff, with her charisma and competitive energy, represents the perfect intersection of sport and marketability. As she steps into the next season, the conversation is shifting. Fans no longer just ask whether she can win another major. They ask how high she can climb. Can she become the highest-earning female athlete in the world? Can she surpass historical income records? Can she become the face of global tennis? These questions reflect the enormous expectations and breathtaking potential that surround her. But Gauff continues to ground herself in simplicity. In interviews, she often emphasizes gratitude, growth, and focus. She acknowledges the pressure, but she doesn't let it define her. She talks about improving her serve, strengthening her backhand, building endurance, and refining her tactical approach. She mentions humility as often as she mentions ambition. And that duality, confidence paired with grounded awareness, is exactly what sets her apart. The $31 million earnings announcement did more than impress fans. It motivated an entire generation of young athletes who now see a pathway not only to competitive excellence but financial empowerment. Social media erupted with clips of young tennis players celebrating Gauff's success. Coaches, parents, and community advocates praised the milestone as a symbol of what dedication can achieve. This season was about more than victory. It was about evolution. Coco Gauff stepped into the role of a global superstar, not just a competitor. She embraced the responsibility that comes with fame. She rose under pressure. And her financial breakthrough reflects a larger truth. She is no longer the future of the sport, she is its present. As the next chapter approaches, analysts predict that her commercial demand will continue to grow. Brands see her not just as an athlete, but as a long-term ambassador. Tournaments see her as a ratings powerhouse. Fans see her as an inspiration. And her opponents see her as a rising force on the court who is nowhere near her ceiling. Her team, coaches, trainers, and advisors, understand the importance of balance. They protect her from burnout. They help her navigate global commitments. They maintain the structure that allows her to focus on what matters, the game she loves. The $31 million milestone is a reflection of success, but it is also a signpost pointing toward an even brighter horizon. If she achieved this amount in a single season, what will the next 5 years look like? What will her earnings be after multiple Grand Slams? What endorsements will follow as her dominance grows? How will her influence reshape women's tennis? Every expert agrees on one thing: Coco Gauff is at the beginning of something extraordinary. And today, as we report on this groundbreaking milestone, it's clear that this is not just financial news, it is a celebration of talent, perseverance, maturity, and the limitless possibilities of a young star who has only begun to show the world what she can achieve. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Steffan, and this is Trending Update USA, bringing you the latest stories shaping the world of sports, culture, and global entertainment. Stay tuned for more updates, more insights, and more powerful stories from across the world of tennis.